Morning students. So we can start our sixth module, and the second half of the sixth module deals with site investigation, and the syllabus is objectives, guidelines for choosing spacing and depth of boring, auger boring and wash boring method, standard penetration test, its procedure, corrections and correlations. So we can discuss about site investigation. So the site investigation or subsurface exploration are usually done in order to obtain the information about subsurface conditions at the site where we are going to build any structure. So before starting our construction work, we have to do this site investigation process. Okay, and the information about the surface and subsurface features is essential for the design of structure and for planning construction techniques. So it is one of the important stage for any construction work. Okay, so site investigation consists of determining the profile of the natural soil deposits at the site, and we can also take the soil samples and determine its engineering properties. Okay, and so the main objectives of soil investigation is determination of the nature of deposits of soil, and to find the depth and thickness of various soil strata and their extent in the horizontal direction. That is, the soil distribution will not be uniform. There will be different soil layers, or the soil strata will be varying. So at that site we have to find the soil strata and the depth and thickness of various soil strata. Okay, and next objective is to determine the location of groundwater water table and also fluctuations in groundwater table. So we have to locate the groundwater table. That is another objective. Next objective, to find the engineering properties of the soil and rock strata by conducting laboratory test. We can take soil sample from that area using any site investigation method, and we can do a laboratory test on the soil sample. Okay, next is the determination of in situ properties of soil by performing field test. Okay, so we can find out the in situ property by conducting the test at the field. So these are some of the objectives of site investigation, and also the another objective is to obtain the soil and rock sample from the various strata. Okay, so this is the introduction about soil investigation or site investigation. So as I have told, this site investigation is the initial step before constructing. Okay. So in this module, we can discuss different methods of soil investigation, and the geotechnical investigation methods are mainly classified into three types. That is direct method, semi-direct method, and indirect method. And direct method include test pits and trenches, and semi-direct method mainly includes boring, and there are different types of boring like auger boring, shell and auger boring, wash boring, percussion drilling, and rotary drilling. And this auger boring and wash boring is only included in your syllabus, so I am going to discuss that only. Other portions will be in your Aurora textbook. If you want, you can read from textbook. Then indirect method includes geophysical methods and sounding or penetration test, and here also standard penetration test is included in your syllabus. Okay, so these are the different geotechnical investigation method, and the method I am going to discuss with you is auger boring, wash boring, and standard penetration test. And this auger boring and wash boring is semi-direct method or different types of boring method, and the standard penetration test is one of the indirect method. Okay. So first method is direct method. It's not included in your syllabus, but for introduction I am going to discuss this direct method. Direct method means by excavating pits. Okay, and these pits are usually made for supplementing other methods or for minor structures, and these trenches means trenches are long shallow pits. Okay, so this trench is continuous over a considerable length, and it provides exposure for a long length. Okay, and these trenches are more suitable than pits for exploration on slopes. And this test pits and trenches, that is this trial pits and trenches, can be excavated manually or mechanically. We can excavate these pits or trenches either manually or by using some machines. and adequate precautions should be taken against possible accidents due to caving of the ground. So it's very important, and we can investigate the soil by just visual inspection and also personal feeling of the soil by checking the moisture content or by checking the fineness of the soil, and also by visual inspection we can identify some types of soil, and other we can taken into the laboratory and we can test. Okay, so this is a direct method by excavating pits or trenches. Next is semi-direct method. Okay, that is when the depth of exploration is large, we cannot do this, we cannot make trenches or pits. So at that case we are going for boring method. Borings are used for exploration when the depth of exploration is large, and here a vertical borehole is drilled in the ground to get information about the subsoil strata, and the samples are taken from this borehole and tested in the laboratory. So that is a boring method. So in this boring technique we are drilling a vertical borehole and samples are taken from that borehole and tested in the laboratory, and this borehole may be used for conducting in situ test and for locating water table. Okay, depending upon the type of soil and purpose of boring, there are different boring methods like auger boring, wash boring, rotary drilling, percussion drilling, and core boring. And your syllabus includes auger boring and wash boring. So first we can discuss about auger boring. Okay, and this auger boring means this is the hand operated augers. Auger is a boring tool which is similar to one used by a carpenter for boring holes in a wood. Like that, this is hand operated augers which is used for auger boring. Okay, and usually this auger boring is done for soils with the sides of the hole can remain unsupported in dry state. That is, usually for clay soil this auger boring can be adopted because it can stand without any support. And this boring usually this boring auger boring can be done for a depth of 3 to 5 meter. Okay, so using this hand operated augers we are making hole. That is, the hole is advanced by turning the cross arm. Hole is advanced by turning the cross arm manually and at the same time applying thrust in the downward direction. That is, when the auger is filled with the soil, it is taken out. When this auger is filled with the soil or the soil is collected in this portion, this auger is taken out. Okay, if the hole is already driven, another type of auger known as post hole auger is used for taking soil sample. If the hole is already there, we can use post hole augers in order to collect the soil sample. Okay, so in hand operated augers, the hole is advanced by turning the cross arm manually and also at the same time applying thrust in the downward direction. Like that, we are making hole using hand operated augers. And next is mechanical augers. There is also machine operated augers. That is, mechanical augers are driven by power, and these are used for making holes in hard strata to a great depth. That is, if the soil is of very hard or there is hard strata, we cannot do manually, we cannot drill the hole manually. So at that case we are going for mechanical augers. Okay, that is, these are used for making holes in hard strata to a greater depth. But for depth which is greater than 12 meter, even mechanical augers become inconvenient. So if the depth is very high, that is, where depth is greater than 12 meter, we have to go for other methods of boring. Okay, so this mechanical boring can be adopted for depth up to 12 meter, but for depth between 3 to 6 meter we can do hand operated augers, and from 6 meter to 12 meter we can go for mechanical boring or mechanical augers. So this is mechanical machine operated augers. So as I have already told, auger boring is generally used in soil which can stay open without casing or drilling. Without casing, that is, usually this type of boring method is adopted for the soil which can stay without casing. That is, clay, silt and partially saturated sand can can stand unsupported. So that type of soil we can adopt this auger boring. But for soil which cannot stand unsupported, that is especially for sandy soil below water table, a casing is usually required. So for such soil, the method of auger boring is very slow and expensive. Okay. And also this auger boring cannot be used when there are large cobbles, boulders or other obstructions which prevent drilling of the hole. So these are some of the advantages, that is this auger boring cannot be adopted for sandy soil below water table because that type of soil require casing. So at that case we cannot go for auger boring. And also if the soil contains large cobbles, boulders or other obstructions, we cannot do this auger boring because it will prevent drilling of the hole. So these are the some disadvantages of auger boring. And the main disadvantage of auger boring is that the soil samples are highly disturbed. Okay, that is since we are drilling hole by rotating this hand operated augers, the soil sample will be highly disturbed. So also further it becomes difficult to locate the exact changes in the soil strata. Since it is very much disturbed, we cannot locate the exact changes in the soil strata. So this is one of the main disadvantages of auger boring. Okay, so this is about auger boring. This is the equipment for auger boring. Okay, next is wash boring, that I will put in the next video. Thank you.